What's up? What's going on? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Joe Budden. You know, he is trending on Twitter. It's a whole crazy situation because documents has been released. You know, child support documents between Cyn and Joe, and it's saying some disparaging things about Joe, and it's very sickening too as well. It is awful. But over the weekend, there was a tape that was released between Cyn and Joe having a conversation about child support, about having a place to stay, and also Joe wanting Cyn back too as well. And she also called Joe out in that audio too as well. The audio leaked this weekend, and Miss Cyn Santana, she says to Joe, oh, so you want to meet up with me for what? So you can chase me down and drag me? I was like, Lord have mercy. And all Joe did was say, are we going to go there? I didn't know it was going to go there. So, wow. So let's check out Cyn address Joe and her situation with him. When it rains, it pours. It ain't a good look out here at all. It looks really bad for Joe. For real, for real. Let's check this out.
Happy Tuesday. Sending positive vibrations your way, as always. The fact that I even have to do this, whatever. I'll have to talk with God. I want to talk to y'all for a second. I want to get some shit off my chest. Mental health is very near and dear to my heart. It's something that I take very personal. I'm very serious. It's something that I consider every time. My only older brother lost his life to suicide. Mental health is nothing I play with. And it's nothing that people should play with. But I can't tell people how to live their life and how to move. So, with that being said, I care about the mental health. Bitch, I'll put a bee in a cup before killing it. So with that being said, the mental health of my family, the mental health of my son. The video didn't freeze. I need y'all to understand. I need y'all to understand as a mother of a son, in today's world, the things that I will do for my son, things that I will do for my family to protect my family. I wrote a whole bunch of shit down because I have so many thoughts and emotions just running through my head. I'm a Libra and an empath. I got to get my shit off. I have to. But I'm not even going to read this shit. Because the mental health of my son and my family is so important to me, that means a mother's rage is nothing to play with. I'm not the one to play with. If there's anything coming my son's way to disrupt that peace, to disrupt my peace, the father of my son's peace, my family's peace, I'm a lioness. This mother right here, I'm not the one. And I want people to feel that. I want people to feel that. I'm talking to my mothers and the people that understand what I'm saying. I want y'all to feel me. So it's no secret that Joseph and I broke up over a year and a half ago. It's no secret. We're in the public eye. We're in the limelight. We're public figures. I understand that. Great. But we're public figures, not action figures. Like, my family is a real family with real blood in their veins, with the heart, with the mental. Like y'all, like, we're still human beings. Just because we're in the public eye, that don't mean it don't mean our life is for play. It don't mean that I have to tell the world everything that happens in my life. Like, I'm still a human being. I have the right. We have the right to privacy. We have the right to deal with whatever it is that we deal with on our own time. It's no secret that we broke up. And at the time of our breakup, coming off of postpartum depression, that was tough. Being a new mom, that was tough. Trying to figure myself out, learning myself again. Like, you deal with all these challenges as a woman, as a mother. The last thing you want to deal with is a heartbreak. The last thing you want to deal with is a breakup. You're planning a wedding in your head. You know, there's things that you're planning for. Which is a joke, by the way, because it's God's plan, not yours. We always plan, but God always shows us something, huh? Anyways, I'll write in my diary. My point is, we're still human. Like, you plan for these things, then life happens, right? Life happens, and now you have to plan for whatever life has presented to you. Whatever. We separated, it didn't work out, still trying to find a way to co-parent. That's nobody's business. During the time when I was going through what I was going through, probably one of my most vulnerable times, I confided in someone that I considered a sister. I confided in someone that, in my eye, looked like someone that was genuinely trying to help me and my son and just help me figure my life out, you know? I was confused. I was lost. I was many things. Whatever. That don't matter. I dealt with that. I did my therapy. I cried my tears. I wrote in my diary. I did what I had to do. My point is, I confided in somebody and they completely betrayed my trust. That's fine. Shit happens in life. Sometimes you gotta eat it, and all you could do is talk to God. But for my privacy to be completely violated, for the privacy of my family, and to have my son in the middle of all of this, absolutely not. So to violate my privacy, my son's father's privacy, my son's privacy, my family's privacy, because this is bigger than just me, Joe, and my son. I have a whole family. I have siblings. I have a life. We have the right to decide what the fuck we want to share with whoever and what we want to handle in private. That's nobody's business. Nobody. And to the bum-ass bitch that leaked this, I'm not going to worry too much about you, baby. You don't move nothing over here. You don't move anything over here. I'm going to let God handle you. I'm not the karma God. I'm not the one that decides who gets what karma and what. Y'all do. So y'all keep doing y'all fuck shit. I'm just giving y'all peace of my mind. Nobody moves shit over here. I'm spiritually and mentally and emotionally equipped. And if I wanted to do this publicly, I'm on a national television show. Y'all would have caught this every Monday. I don't play with my family. I don't play with my family. I don't play with my son. And at the end of the day, Joe is a great dad to Lex. That's all I care about. Joe is present. Joe is active. Joe wants to be here. We co-parent. That's what I care about. Him being a good father to our son. And I don't need to explain that to anybody. That's my business. That's my family. That's my son. I decide what the fuck I want to do. Joe and I decide what we want to do as parents. I'm going to end this on a more positive note. I want you guys to be mindful. I want you guys to be a little bit more considerate. To all these blogs, all of the people in the comments. I know that we hear this time and time again. Shit, y'all even be posting it sometimes. Be kind. Mental health. Be humane. Good for y'all. I want you to act on it a little bit. I want you to act on it and just be mindful. Be mindful. Like you don't know what someone is going through. You don't know why. You don't know anything. That's the truth. You don't know anything. Y'all read these little things. Y'all click certain clips. Y'all hear certain things and create your own stories and perspectives. And that's fine. That's what all humans do, right? But the truth is we shouldn't. And we should practice that more. And with that, I'm out. I love y'all. And just stay safe and stay protected, man. There's a lot of crazy people out here. Love y'all.
That is a crazy situation. Like, Lord have mercy. And also, documents of separation between Cyn and Joe show up too as well. And it is not a pretty picture at all, baby. I'm like, what is really going on with this situation? Like, for real? Like, this is crazy. And Joe Budden is out here living very differently. Very, very differently. Like, for real, for real. I'm like, what's really going on with this situation? Lord have mercy. What is going on? Because Cyn Santana is basically saying Joe Budden is feeling a certain type of way about his dog. His dog is very old and his dog doesn't have any women around. So therefore, Joe feels that it's his need to make sure his dog relieves his pleasure and built up, energy. And Joe is responsible for releasing that energy from his dog by assisting his dog and, basically feeling like he was with a female dog. Like, Lord have mercy. I was like, Cyn, what's going on? And let's check out this audio right here. Like, this is crazy.
Stop raping my dog.
That's how I know that he's not a real animal lover.
Because I don't play with my pets.
Anybody with a pet, you did a little something down there, man, made your dog feel good.
Hell no. I've never done.
Well, you've never.
Baze, it's okay.
My God, right? I'm sorry.
It's a girl. We're just using slurs. Don't worry about it.
Why not?
Like, what's going on with that situation? So it seems like it's a whole lot going on. And also, Cyn, she also says that, Joe is under the influence a lot of times. So basically, it seems like it's a whole lot going on with this situation where, they had separation papers and also custody issues and issues who's going to see the child. And so in the document, the separation paper documents, it goes heavy, it goes deep. And basically, Cyn is saying that she does not like the way that Joe Budden kisses their son, because he kisses their son with an open mouth. And basically, it's just too open and too wide and too big. Even though she knows Joe is just playing and being loving towards his son, but his son is actually, Lexington is actually repeating this behavior with other people, and so she's trying to correct the behavior. And also, Cyn says that, Joe's, full of allegedly different types of medication, takes, uppers and downers. And, he used that dog stuff to flush it down. The way that she describes Joe is horrific. The way that she describes Joe, if he had $100 million, he still is not a prize. I'm like, Lord have mercy, what is really going on? And there's so many things that she say that is so inappropriate about Joe and what he does in his pastime. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you one thing. If you're going to reach $100 million pinnacles, $100 million deals, $200 million deals, make sure you pay off the people that are close to you. Because this information, we see what happened to Michael Vick. This type of information is very, very hurtful to someone's career and to what they're trying to build to as well. 2020 is the year of exposure, and so much is coming out in 2020. Like, it is crazy. Cyn basically says she don't know who dropped the recording, but somebody dropped the recording between her and Joe. And that recording, Joe seems like he didn't really want to hear what she had to say. He just really wanted her to come back home. He wanted her to be with her and she be with him. And he was basically persistent. He was like, you want me to show up? I'll show up. Basically on some like, okay, dude, get the picture. Like, back up. Like, what's going on? This is not cool. And it just seemed like he was really on that essence of just trying to get her back into the house and having his family together, which is nothing's wrong with it. But if your significant other is telling you no, 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 you know, and don't show up here and don't show up there, and you are basically thinking about showing up even though they tell you not to show up, that's a problem, especially when you're going through different trials and tribulations. And it seems like Cyn and Joe have been going through their trials and tribulations. They, you know, it looked good on TV for a second, it looked good on the podcast for a second, just for a small second, and then it just went downhill. They didn't get married. He proposed. It just went downhill. He proposed to Tahiri and went downhill. Every relationship goes downhill. So everyone talks about the woman in the relationship. What about the man in the relationship? This is just like, it's so shocking that we have to break this down of the things that Cyn Santana said against Joe in her court documents too as well. Like, whoa. It seems like Spotify ain't playing out here in these streets. And there was people starving around Joe that needed to eat and he wasn't feeding them. So now they feeding the internet. They feeding the media.